Hello there and welcome to Deep Sleep Science. I'm so glad you found your way here. Tonight, in this quiet hour, you have arrived in a place built only for rest. A place where the world outside softens into a whisper, and the only thing asked of you is to breathe, and to listen, and to slowly let go. Take a moment now, if you wish, to settle deeper into your blanket. Feel the weight of it like warm sand resting gently across your body. Notice how the pillow cradles your head, like a small cloud holding you above the noise of the day. Let your shoulders drop, slowly, the way snow slides quietly from the branches of an old pine. Let your jaws soften. Let your eyes grow heavy, as if they are watching a candle flame flicker low inside a lantern made of frosted glass. Tonight, we are going to wander together through one of the most fascinating landscapes inside you, the quiet inner country of fear and the steady, glowing kingdom of courage. We will travel slowly through the soft pathways of the brain, where ancient instincts hum like distant rivers, and where bravery rises like a warm dawn after a long, dark night. There is nothing to learn, nothing to remember. Only gentle stories, drifting like paper boats across a still lake. If you find comfort in these slow journeys, you are warmly invited to leave a quiet like and to subscribe, so we may meet again on another peaceful night. It is a small thing, but it helps these soft stories find others who, like you, are searching for rest. And now, with the lamps turned low, with the world hushed into a sleepy blue, with your breath slowing like a tide pulling back from the shore, let your thoughts grow soft, let your body grow still, and let's begin this slow and soothing journey. Imagine, for a moment, that your mind is a vast and quiet library, lit only by the amber glow of a single lantern. The shelves stretch upward into a soft, velvet darkness, and every book upon them holds a small secret about you. Tonight, we will open a few of these books together, slowly, gently, turning each page like a leaf falling through still autumn air. The stories inside speak of fear and of courage, of the tender machinery within you that has carried you through every storm. So breathe in, softly. Breathe out, slower still. And let the first page open on its own, deep within the quiet folds of your brain, nestled like a small almond resting in a bed of moss, lives a tiny region called the amygdala. It is no larger than a blueberry, soft and rounded, tucked away where the temporal lobe curls inward like a sleeping shell. This little almond is the keeper of your oldest feelings, the gentle watchman of fear and wonder alike. It has been with you since before your first memory, humming quietly through every season of your life. Tonight, imagine it glowing softly, like a warm ember inside a paper lantern. Its light, steady and kind. It does not shout. It does not rush. It simply watches, the way a grandmother watches a sleeping child from the doorway. And as you breathe slowly now, the little almond breathes with you, settling into a soft, golden hush. The amygdala has a twin, you see, one on each side of your brain, like two small almonds resting in symmetry, mirroring each other across a quiet inner river. They speak to each other in whispers, in waves of feeling too soft for words. Imagine them now as two tiny lanterns hanging at either end of a wooden footbridge, their glow reflected in the still water below. When all is calm, they sway gently, casting golden ripples across the dark. When the world feels safe, they dim to a soft, sleepy amber, almost like the last coals of a fire that has warmed a long winter evening. Tonight, both of these gentle twins are quiet. They are at rest, just as you are, swaying ever so slightly, like wind chimes made of warm honey, humming a lullaby only you can hear. Long before language, long before memory, your ancestors carried this little almond within them as they wandered through ancient forests. It helped them notice the rustle of leaves, the snap of a twig, the soft shift of shadow beneath the trees. But it also helped them feel the warmth of a fire, the safety of a circle of loved ones, the comfort of a cave lit by glowing coals. The amygdala is not only a guardian of caution, it is also a gentle witness to belonging. Imagine yourself now beside one of those ancient fires, wrapped in soft furs. The night sky above, filled with stars like scattered grains of silver sand. The fire crackles softly. The faces around you are kind, and somewhere deep inside you, that same little almond, glowing through the ages, remembers how safe it feels to be held by the warmth of others, threaded through your body. Like silver vines climbing through a quiet garden, runs the vagus nerve. It is the longest nerve of its kind, traveling from the soft base of your brain down through your throat, your chest, your belly. It speaks the language of calm. When it hums, your heart slows, your breath deepens, your shoulders fall. Imagine this nerve now as a winding stream of soft moonlight, flowing through the inner landscape of your body. It touches every quiet corner, every sleepy hollow, leaving behind a faint shimmer of peace. Tonight, this stream is full. It moves slowly, like honey poured from a warm jar, sweetening every cell it passes. As you breathe out, picture the moonlit stream growing brighter, spreading its gentle silver through your chest, your belly, your fingertips, your toes. Courage, the old poets believed, lived in the heart. And science, in its own quiet way, agrees. Your heart and your brain are in constant conversation, two old friends whispering across a candlelit room. When the heart slows, the brain feels safer. When the brain feels safe, the heart slows in return. It is a circle of comfort, a soft loop of trust passed back and forth like a warm cup of tea. Imagine your heart now as a small wooden cottage at the center of a sleeping village. Its windows glow with soft golden light. Smoke curls gently from its chimney. Inside, all is quiet, all is well. The brain, high on a nearby hill, looks down upon this cottage and sighs with relief. All is safe, all is calm, and the night settles deeper around you. When you take a slow, gentle breath in and an even slower breath out, you are sending a soft message to that quiet little almond inside your brain. The message says, gently, that there is nothing to worry about. The world is still. The body is safe. The night is kind. With each long exhale, the amygdala dims its lantern just a little more, like someone slowly turning down the wick of an old oil lamp. The room of your mind grows softer, the shadows kinder, the silence deeper. Imagine yourself now exhaling a warm, golden mist that drifts through your inner world, brushing against every worry like a gentle hand smoothing a crumpled cloth. Each breath out is a small act of trust. Each breath out is a quiet permission to rest. Within your brain, just behind your forehead, lies a wise and gentle region called the prefrontal cortex. It is the calm elder of your mind, the quiet philosopher who sees the whole picture. When fear stirs, this gentle elder leans forward, places a soft hand on the amygdala's shoulder, and whispers, "All is well. All is well." Imagine this elder now as a kind figure, dressed in robes the color of dusk, seated in a softly lit study filled with books and warm candles. The walls are lined with maps of every storm you have ever weathered, every challenge you have ever met. The elder smiles at these maps, knowing how far you have come. And tonight, the elder simply rests, gazing out a window where the moon hangs low and full. Courage, the brain understands, is not the absence of fear. It is the soft conversation between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, between the watchful almond and the wise elder. They are not enemies. They are companions, walking together through the inner forests of your life. One carrying a lantern of caution, the other carrying a lantern of wisdom. Together, their light is enough to illuminate any path. Imagine them now, walking side by side down a moonlit trail through a quiet pine forest. The air smells of cedar and snow. The path is soft beneath their feet. They do not hurry. They simply walk, lanterns swaying, breath slow, hearts steady. And as you listen to their gentle footsteps, your own breathing slows to match their rhythm. Inside the brain, there flows a soft chemical messenger called GABA, a tiny molecule that whispers the language of calm. It moves between neurons like a gentle breeze through tall grass, slowing the chatter, softening the edges, quieting the room. When GABA is plentiful, the mind feels like a still pond at twilight. The surface unbroken, the depths cool and dark. Imagine this messenger now as a swirl of soft blue light, drifting through the corridors of your brain, brushing each tiny door closed with the lightest touch. The lights dim, one by one. The voices quiet, one by one. The whole inner village settles into a hushed, sleepy blue, and outside the window of your mind, the first stars begin to appear, faint and shy, like the eyes of small forest creatures peeking from the leaves. There is another gentle messenger called serotonin, often pictured as the molecule of contentment. It is the warm honey of the brain, the soft golden hum that follows a good meal, a kind word, a slow afternoon. Serotonin does not rush. It pools. It gathers. It settles. Imagine it now as a slow, golden river flowing through the meadows of your mind. Its banks lined with tall summer grasses that sway in a warm breeze. Bees hum lazily above the wildflowers. The sun is low. The sky is pink and lavender, and the river moves without hurry, carrying with it every tension of the day. As you breathe out, watch a small leaf drift down the river, spinning slowly, carrying away one small worry. Then another leaf, then another. The brain learns courage the way a garden learns spring. Slowly, gently, one small bloom at a time. Each moment you face something tender and stay soft inside. A tiny new pathway forms between your neurons, a delicate green shoot pushing up through the dark soil of habit. Over time, these pathways become strong, twining together like ivy across an old stone wall. Imagine your inner garden now, hidden behind a quiet wooden gate. The path is lined with moss, lanterns hang from low branches. Every flower along the way is a small act of bravery you have already lived, a moment you survived, a kindness you offered yourself. Tonight, the garden is asleep. The flowers are closed. The moon shines silver across their soft petals, and you, the gardener, rest at last. There is a soft cradle deep in the brain called the hippocampus, curved like a seahorse drifting in dark water. It is the keeper of memory, the quiet librarian who decides which moments to keep and which to gently let go. When you are safe, when you are warm, when you are sleeping, the hippocampus does its quietest work, sorting through the day like someone folding laundry by lamplight. Imagine it now as a small seahorse glowing faintly in the deep, slow current of your inner sea. It drifts among the memories like coral, touching each one softly, choosing the ones worth keeping. The unkind ones, the heavy ones, it lets float away into the dark, where they dissolve like sugar in warm water. And the kind ones, the soft ones, it tucks away in shells of pearl. Fear, in its earliest form, was a gift. It taught our ancestors to pause at the edge of cliffs, to listen for the breath of wolves in the night, to feel the change of weather long before the rain arrived. It was a quiet teacher, a soft hand on the shoulder, whispering, "Slow down, look around, be here." Imagine fear now not as a thunderstorm, but as a small grey owl perched on a low branch, its eyes large and gentle, its feathers soft as dusk. It does not screech. It does not chase. It simply watches, blinking slowly, reminding you to notice the world. Tonight, the little owl is sleeping. Its head is tucked beneath one wing. The forest around it is still, and the moon, high above, shines softly through the trees. Courage often begins as a single breath, one slow inhale before stepping into something tender. Scientists have found that simply slowing your breathing changes the chemistry of your blood, the rhythm of your heart, the very tone of your mind. A long exhale is like a small bell rung deep inside the body. A sound that says, I am here, I am safe, I am willing. Imagine yourself now ringing this small inner bell with every breath out. Its tone is soft, low, golden. It travels through your chest like a slow ripple across a still lake. It loosens the muscles in your shoulders. It softens the corners of your eyes. It dissolves the small knots in your belly. With each ringing of the bell, the room of your inner world grows quieter, gentler, sleepier. When the body feels safe, it begins to release a tender hormone called oxytocin, sometimes called the molecule of warmth. It flows when you are held, when you are loved. When you sit close to someone who knows your name, it also flows when you wrap yourself in a soft blanket, when you sip something warm, when you breathe slowly in a room that smells of home. Imagine oxytocin now as a soft, rose-colored mist rising from a teacup, curling gently into the air. It drifts around you, brushing your cheeks, settling on your hair like a delicate scarf. It tells your body, you are not alone. It tells your heart, you are held. And tonight, the warm mist fills the whole room, soft and pink and sleepy, until even the walls seem to breathe with you. The brainstem, that ancient stalk at the base of your skull, is one of the oldest parts of you. It hums with the rhythms that keep you alive, the slow beat of the heart, the steady rise and fall of breath. It does not think. It simply tends, the way a gentle keeper tends a quiet garden through every season. Imagine the brainstem now as a small lighthouse, at the edge of a calm sea, its beams slow and steady, sweeping softly across the dark waters of sleep. Around it, fishing boats rest in the harbor, their lanterns dim, their sails folded. The waves whisper against the shore in a hushed, rhythmic lullaby. The lighthouse does not worry. It simply turns and turns and turns, keeping watch while everything else falls into peaceful dreams. There is a soft chemical bath called endorphins that the brain releases when you laugh, when you stretch, when you breathe deeply in the sunshine. They are tiny molecules of comfort, gentle as petals, that drift through your body and ease the small aches of being human. Imagine them now as a slow rain of soft cherry blossoms falling through the corridors of your body, settling onto every tired muscle, every small soreness, every quiet tension. The blossoms are pale pink, edged with white, weightless as breath. They land on your eyelids. They land on your hands. They land in the small hollow at the base of your throat, and wherever they touch, a soft warmth blooms, like the first hint of spring after a long, quiet winter. The neurons in your brain do not work alone. They are joined by quieter helpers called glial cells, who tend to them like gardeners tending to flowers. They feed the neurons, clean their pathways, and during sleep, they wash away the small dusts of the day. Sleep is when the brain is gently rinsed clean. Imagine these gentle helpers now as small figures in soft grey robes, moving slowly through the lantern-lit corridors of your mind, carrying tiny watering cans of silver light. They pause at each tired neuron, offering a sip of cool water, smoothing the petals of its branches, whispering, "Rest now, rest now." And as they pass, a hush settles behind them, deeper than silence, softer than snow. Long ago, Scientists discovered that simply imagining a calm place can change the chemistry of the brain. The amygdala softens. The breath slows. The heart eases. The mind cannot tell the difference between a quiet meadow imagined and a quiet meadow lived. So tonight, let your mind drift to such a place, perhaps a small wooden cabin at the edge of a still lake, with smoke rising softly from the chimney and the stars reflected in the water. Perhaps a quiet beach, where the tide pulls back so slowly you can hardly hear it. Perhaps a forest glen, where ferns curl in the moss and a lantern glows on an old stone. Wherever your mind goes, your body will follow. And your body, tonight, is ready to rest. The autonomic nervous system, that quiet conductor inside you, has two soft branches. One is called the sympathetic, the one that prepares you to move and act. The other is the parasympathetic, the one that prepares you to rest and heal. Tonight, the parasympathetic branch is waking like a slow tide, rising gently to fill the harbor of your body. Imagine this tide now as soft silver water, moving up a quiet inlet at twilight. It covers the smooth stones. It lifts the small wooden boats from the sand. It carries with it the calm of every quiet evening you have ever known. As it rises, it brings sleep with it, pooling first at your toes, then your legs, then your belly, then your chest, until your whole body floats softly on its surface. There is a quiet space in your brain called the insula, a small inner island where feelings and sensations come together like rivers meeting the sea. It is the place where you know that you are warm, that you are tired, that you are safe. It is the gentle interpreter of your body's whispers. Imagine the insula now as a small island in a calm sea, its shores lined with soft grasses, a single warm lantern glowing at its center. Tonight, the island is at peace. The waves around it are slow and silver. The wind is soft. The lantern flickers gently, casting golden ripples across the water. And every signal your body sends to this island arrives like a small paper boat, gentle and unhurried, carrying the simple message, all is well, all is well. When you feel afraid, a soft chemical called norepinephrine sharpens the senses, the way morning light sharpens the edges of leaves. But when you are safe, this chemical fades, and the world grows soft again, like a watercolor painting left out in a gentle rain. Tonight, your senses are softening. The sounds of the room blur into a hush. The shapes around you melt into shadow. The small details of the day dissolve like sugar in warm milk. Imagine yourself now wrapped in this softening, as if a great gentle hand were drawing a veil of mist across your inner world. The sharp edges of thought grow rounded. The bright colors of memory grow muted, and everything fades, gently, gently, into a soft gray blue, the color of the sky just before dawn. The brain holds a small forest of dendrites, the delicate branches that reach out from each neuron like the limbs of tiny trees. When you learn courage, these branches grow, weaving new pathways through the inner woods of your mind. Each act of softness, each moment of patience, each gentle breath adds another small leaf to this hidden forest. Imagine the forest now, dark and still beneath a winter moon. The branches are silvered with frost, the paths are deep with snow. A single owl glides silently between the trees. There are no footprints, there is no wind. Only the quiet, ancient peace of a forest at rest. And somewhere deep inside this forest, a small lantern glows, marking the heart of your courage, steady and warm. There is a chemical called cortisol that the body makes when it senses challenge, and another called melatonin that the body makes when it senses night. As the day fades, cortisol falls like a slow curtain, and melatonin rises like a tide of soft violet. They are the two great tides of your inner sea, ebbing and flowing through every 24 hours of your life. Tonight, Melatonin is rising. Imagine it as a slow, violet mist filling the corners of your bedroom, settling into every soft place, softening every hard edge. It rises from the floor to your ankles, to your knees, to your hips, to your chest, to your shoulders, to your eyelids. And as it rises, the world grows dimmer, deeper, more dreamlike, until even the stars seem to drift closer. Scientists have found that the act of remembering a kind moment can soothe the brain as much as living one. The neurons fire in nearly the same gentle pattern, like a song hummed softly in two different rooms. So tonight, allow a kind memory to rise, slowly, like a candle being lit in a dark window. Perhaps the memory of someone smiling at you. Perhaps a warm hand on your shoulder. Perhaps a sun-warmed afternoon, or the smell of bread, or the sound of rain on a window long ago. Let the memory glow softly without effort. Let it spread through your chest like warm tea. The brain does not need much. A single small candle is enough to light an entire room. And tonight, this small candle is enough to light your whole inner world. In the deepest part of sleep, the brain begins to produce slow, rolling waves called delta waves. They move through the mind like long, gentle swells across a calm sea, each one carrying a wave of healing, a wave of rest. They are the slowest waves of your inner ocean, the deepest, the most tender. Imagine these waves now beginning to gather at the edges of your awareness, rolling softly toward you from far out at sea. They are dark blue, edged with silver. They are slow as breath. They are old as the moon. Each wave that reaches you carries a soft hush. Each wave that recedes carries a small worry away. And the tide of sleep rises, slowly, slowly, around you, until your whole body floats gently on its surface. The brain has small cells called mirror neurons, which fire not only when you act, but also when you watch another being act. They are the quiet bridge between hearts, the soft thread of empathy that ties one being to another. They are why a smile is contagious, why a yawn travels across a room, why courage in one person can spark courage in another. Imagine these tiny mirror neurons now as small silver fish swimming in the still waters of your mind, each one reflecting a soft, kind face you have known. They glimmer in the dark like scattered stars. They move in slow, peaceful schools, and every one of them carries a small piece of light, gathered from every gentle soul who has ever looked at you with kindness. When you are afraid, the brain often replays the same thought, the way a small wave laps over and over against the same stone. But when you are safe, the brain lets the thought drift away, the way a leaf drifts from a quiet branch into a slow stream. Tonight, your mind is becoming a slow stream. Any thought that arises drifts softly downstream, twirling gently as it goes, growing smaller, smaller, until it disappears around a quiet bend. The stream is dark and warm. Its banks are lined with mossy stones. Tall ferns lean over the water like sleeping figures. And the whole stream moves at the pace of a slow exhale, carrying every passing thought into a soft, kind distance. Courage, scientists say, is built more in small daily acts than in grand and dramatic ones. The brain strengthens its bravery pathways through gentle repetitions, the way a path is worn into a meadow by quiet footsteps over many seasons. Each time you breathe through a tender moment, the path grows a little smoother, a little softer, a little more familiar. Imagine this path now, winding through a moonlit meadow of tall grasses. It is well worn, lined with small flowers. Fireflies drift above it like slow lanterns. The path leads gently uphill to a small wooden bench beneath an old oak tree. And tonight, you are not walking the path. You are sitting on the bench, resting, watching the fireflies, listening to the soft hush of grass moving in the wind, The brain spends much of its sleeping time tending to the day's small fears, smoothing them like stones in a slow river. By morning, what felt sharp the night before often feels rounded, softer, more bearable. This is the quiet work of dreams, the gentle polishing of the inner stones. Imagine your worries now as small, rough stones being carried by a dark, slow river through the night. The current is patient. The water is cool. As the stones tumble, they grow smoother, smaller, more lovely, until by morning they will be no more than tiny pebbles, polished to a soft shine. You do not need to watch this work. You do not need to help. The river knows what to do, and tonight you are simply the riverbank, soft and grassy, listening to the water go by. There is a soft science to the way your eyes move when you sleep. In one stage of slumber, your eyes drift gently behind closed lids, like small fish moving through still water. This is when the brain weaves its dreams, threading together the day's loose ends into soft, strange tapestries. Imagine your eyes now growing heavier, settling deeper into their warm cradle. Behind them, a soft loom begins its quiet work, weaving silver threads of memory into patterns you may not remember by morning, but which leave you lighter for the weaving. The loom is old, the weaver is patient, and the cloth is endless. And tonight, the cloth being woven is the color of the night sky just before dawn, soft indigo, threaded with stars. The body of a calm being lowers its heart rate ever so slightly with each long exhale, like a small boat sinking gently into a softer current. Scientists call this respiratory sinus arrhythmia, but it is, in truth, simply the heart breathing with you. The heart and the lungs are old companions, dancing together in the dim chambers of your chest. Imagine them now as two slow dancers in a candle-lit ballroom, moving in perfect, gentle rhythm. The heart steps slowly. The lungs sway softly. The music is the music of your breath, low and warm and unhurried. And with each step, the ballroom grows dimmer. The candles flicker lower, until even the dancers seem to be falling asleep in each other's arms. When you yawn, your brain receives a small wave of cooling air, like a window opening on a summer evening. Yawning is the body's quiet way of refreshing itself, of saying, time to slow down, time to rest. Each yawn is a small act of self-tenderness, a soft signal from the body to the mind. If a yawn rises now, let it. Let your jaw soften. Let your lungs fill. Let the cool air sweep through your inner rooms like a gentle breeze through an open doorway. Notice how the room of your mind grows lighter, simpler, sleepier with each yawn. Notice how your eyelids grow heavier, as if small velvet weights were resting upon them. Notice how the world outside grows further away, softer, kinder, almost dreamlike. There is a small gland deep in the brain called the pineal gland, no larger than a grain of rice, shaped like a tiny pine cone. It is the keeper of night within you. As darkness falls, this little pine cone begins to whisper melatonin into your blood, and the body listens. The eyes grow heavy. The muscles soften. The mind drifts. Imagine this little pine cone now resting at the center of your brain, glowing with a soft violet light, surrounded by quiet darkness. It is small but ancient, and it has guided your sleep since the very first night of your life. Tonight, hums gently, releasing its soft violet mist into your inner sky, where it gathers into a slow, sleepy fog, drifting through your thoughts, dimming every lamp. Courage, the brain understands, is closely tied to curiosity. The same neural pathways that allow you to step into the unknown are the ones that let you wonder at the stars, at the sea, at the smallest leaf trembling in the wind. To be curious is to be brave in a soft, quiet way. Imagine yourself now as a small lantern bearer walking slowly through a forest at twilight. You are not searching for anything. You are simply curious, simply present, simply moving through the trees with your gentle lantern lighting one step at a time. The forest is friendly. The path is soft. There is no destination, only the slow, patient pleasure of walking. And tonight, you may sit beneath any tree you choose and rest. Scientists studying the brains of people who feel deeply at peace have noticed something tender. The connections between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex grow stronger, like a small bridge being slowly built across a quiet river. The bridge allows fear and wisdom to speak more easily to each other, to share warm soup across a candlelit table. Imagine this bridge now, made of old, soft wood, lit by paper lanterns swaying in a gentle breeze. Beneath the bridge, the river moves slowly, carrying small leaves and the reflections of stars. On one end of the bridge stands the little almond, glowing softly. On the other stands the wise elder, robed in dusk. And tonight, they meet in the middle and sit together and share the silence. Inside your inner ear, there are tiny structures shaped like small spirals, called the cochlea, which translate the sounds of the world into the language of your brain. When the world is gentle, these little spirals hum softly and the brain settles. Tonight, the sounds around you, whatever they are simply small ripples on the surface of your inner pond. They do not disturb the depths. They merely shimmer, then fade. Imagine your inner ear now as a small spiral seashell resting on the floor of a calm ocean. Lit by filtered light from far above, the water around it is still. The sand is fine and pale. The shell hums a soft tone, ancient as the sea itself, soothing as a lullaby sung by the tide. The brain holds a soft sense of place, a quiet inner map drawn by special cells called grid cells. They tell you where you are in space, how you are held in the world. Tonight, these little cells are mapping a single tender place, the soft cradle of your bed, the warm shape of your blanket, the gentle hollow of your pillow. They are not mapping anywhere else. They are not wandering. They are home. Imagine these little cells now as small lantern bearers gathered in a circle around the center of your bed, drawing a soft, glowing map upon the air, a map whose only landmark is the word here. Here is warm. Here is safe. Here is enough. And the lanterns dim, one by one, as the map fades into sleep. Long, slow breaths through the nose warm the air, filter the air, and gently massage the small muscles of the throat, calming the vagus nerve. Each soft breath in is like opening a window to a quiet garden. Each soft breath out is like closing it again, slowly, with care. Tonight, let your breath move through your nose like a slow tide. Notice the cool air on the way in. Notice the warm air on the way out. Notice how the world outside fades a little more with each cycle. Imagine your breath as a slow silver thread being drawn in and out by an unseen, gentle hand, stitching the soft fabric of your sleep together with patient, even stitches. Each stitch is calmer than the last. Each stitch is sleepier than the last. Scientists have found that resting your hand gently over your heart can lower your heart rate within moments. The warmth of your own touch is a quiet reassurance, a soft signal that you are not alone, that you are held by yourself. The brain reads this touch as comfort, as the touch of someone who loves you deeply. If you wish, let one hand rest softly upon your chest, now. Feel the small rise and fall beneath your palm. Feel the warmth of skin meeting skin. Imagine that beneath your hand. The heart is a small wren in a nest of moss, breathing slowly, safely, tucked away from any storm. Your hand is the soft canopy of leaves above the nest, and the wren, feeling sheltered, sinks into the deepest sleep. The brain loves rhythm. Steady, Gentle rhythms are like a parent's lullaby to the nervous system. The slow beat of a clock, the soft tick of falling rain, the rise and fall of breath, all of these become soft cradles for the mind. Tonight, your breath is one such rhythm, slow and gentle as a fishing boat rocking on a calm sea. Imagine the small boat now, drifting softly in a moonlit harbor. The water beneath it is dark and silver. The mast above it sways with the wind. A single lantern hangs at the bow, swinging slowly in time with the waves. And you, lying inside the boat upon a bed of soft sailcloth, rise and fall with each slow breath of the sea, sinking deeper and deeper into peaceful rest. When the brain encounters something tender and gentle, it strengthens itself. Each kindness you receive, each kindness you give, each kindness you offer yourself, weaves new soft threads into the tapestry of your mind. This is called neuroplasticity, the soft and patient art of becoming. Imagine yourself now as a quiet weaver in a candlelit room, holding threads of pale gold, soft blue, and warm rose. With each slow breath, you weave a single thread into the cloth of your life. The cloth is large, the pattern is beautiful. You do not see the whole design yet. You only see the small section in front of you, lit by a single warm candle. And tonight, the weaving has paused. You rest your hands. You close your eyes. The cloth rests with you. The brain produces a soft chemical called dopamine, often associated with anticipation. But it is not only the chemical of seeking, it is also the chemical of small delights. The warm tea in the morning, the soft chime of a familiar bell, the gentle feeling of clean sheets at the end of a long day. Tonight, dopamine is quiet. It rests like a sleepy cat curled at the foot of your inner hearth. Imagine the hearth now, a small stone fireplace glowing with low, warm coals. The room around it is dim. The chairs are deep and soft. The cat purrs faintly. Outside, snow falls in slow, silver spirals against the window. And inside, all is warm, all is well, and the cat dreams quietly of meadows and sunbeams. There is a deep, ancient part of your brain called the periaqueductal gray, a tiny region that quiets pain and softens fear in the deepest hours of sleep. It is your inner peacemaker, the silent monk of your nervous system. Tonight, this little monk sits in a small candlelit chapel deep within you, hands folded, eyes closed, breathing slowly. The chapel is made of warm wood, lit by a single tall candle. There are no words spoken. There is no movement. Only stillness, the kind of stillness that exists in mountain monasteries before dawn. The little monk breathes for you, prays for you, watches over you. And as you breathe with him, your whole body settles into the soft hush of his chapel. Scientists once thought courage lived in only one place in the brain. Now they understand it lives in many places, woven through the whole of you like silver threads through a piece of dark cloth. Courage is not a single light. It is a constellation, a quiet pattern of stars scattered across the inner sky of your mind. Imagine that inner sky now, vast and dark and tender. Look up into it gently. See the soft pattern of stars, each one a moment of small bravery from your life. There is the star of the day you spoke up, gentle and bright. There is the star of the night you cried and survived. There is the star of the morning you began again. And tonight, all the stars shine together, lighting your inner world with their constellated warmth. When the body trusts the world, the muscles around the eyes soften, the tiny muscles in the inner ear relax, and even the bones of the face seem to settle. This soft relaxation is read by everyone who looks at you, including yourself when you catch your reflection in a quiet moment. Tonight, every small muscle in your face is loosening. The space between your brows is smoothing. The corners of your mouth are softening. Your jaw is releasing slowly. like a gate swinging open onto a moonlit garden. Imagine warm water being poured gently across your face, washing away every small tension, leaving behind only softness, only peace. The water flows down your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, until every part of you is wet with the soft warmth of letting go. A slow caress from your own hand, drawn softly down your arm or across your chest, sends a gentle wave of calming signals through the body. Scientists call these signals C-tactile afferents, but the heart simply calls them comfort. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and it speaks the language of touch like a fluent native. Imagine your skin now as the soft surface of a still pond. Every gentle touch is a small ripple, spreading outward, growing wider, fading into peace. Tonight, even the imagined caress is enough. Imagine a soft hand drawing slowly down your arm, light as a falling petal. Imagine warmth blooming where it passes, like the trail of a sunbeam crossing a quiet garden. The pond grows still again, and the body sinks deeper into rest. The neurons in the brain communicate across tiny gaps called synapses, where chemical messengers leap softly from one shore to another. Each crossing is a small, gentle act, like a firefly drifting across a forest clearing. Billions of these crossings happen every moment, weaving the soft fabric of thought, of feeling, of dream. Tonight, the fireflies are slowing. The leaps are softer, gentler, more spaced apart. Imagine a vast forest clearing at twilight, filled with the slow, drifting lights of fireflies. They move without hurry, blinking in soft golden rhythms, settling like sleepy snow upon the tall grasses. The forest grows quieter. The fireflies grow drowsier, and the whole clearing settles into a hushed, glowing dusk, soft as the inside of a closed eyelid. There is a soft, slow rhythm called the breath of sleep, deeper than waking breath, longer than waking breath. It begins on its own as the body drifts. The belly rises higher. The chest moves less. The mind grows quieter. This is the breathing of small children and gentle animals, the breath of trust. Tonight, your breath is becoming this breath. Imagine yourself as a sleeping fawn curled in a bed of moss and fern, ribs rising slowly with each long inhale, falling slowly with each long exhale. The forest around the fawn is dark and safe. The moonlight filters down through the leaves like silver threads, and nothing in the world is asking anything of the fawn. The fawn is simply allowed to sleep, deeply, completely, peacefully. Halfway through our gentle journey now, the night has grown deeper, the world has grown softer, and your body has begun to settle into the quiet country of sleep. Notice how heavy your limbs have become, as though softly weighted with warm sand. Notice how slow your breath has grown, like a tide that has nearly reached its lowest point. Notice how distant the day has become, like a small lit window seen across a wide, dark field. Imagine yourself now resting at the edge of that field, wrapped in a blanket of stars. Behind you, the lit window of the day grows dimmer. Before you, the soft dark of sleep stretches wide and welcoming. There is no hurry to cross it. There is no need to choose. You are simply here, breathing, becoming softer with every breath. Deep in the brain, there is a quiet meeting place called the thalamus, a small oval chamber where every sense gathers before being sent onward. It is the soft inner doorway of perception, the place where sight and sound and touch pause to be sorted. When sleep approaches, the thalamus slowly closes its doors, letting fewer and fewer messages through. Imagine this little chamber now as a small wooden room lit by a single candle, with delicate paper doors on every wall, one by one. The doors are sliding gently shut, with the soft sound of silk brushing against wood. The candle inside flickers low. The room grows hushed, and the outside world, with all its small noises and lights, begins to feel very far away, like a village seen from a high mountain at twilight. There is a tender phenomenon called heart-brain coherence, in which the rhythms of your heart and the rhythms of your breath begin to mirror one another, like two musicians finding the same slow tempo. When this happens, the whole body feels gathered, held, at home in itself. Imagine your heart and your breath now as two soft instruments playing in a small wooden chapel. The heart is a low, warm cello. The breath is a gentle flute. They have been searching for each other all day, and now, in the quiet of night, they find their shared rhythm. The music they make together is not loud. It is barely a whisper, but it fills the chapel with a soft, sleepy peace, and every small thing inside you leans toward it, listening, settling, surrendering to rest. Within the brain, oxytocin not only flows when you are touched, but also when you remember being touched, when you imagine kindness, when you simply feel safe in your own quiet company. The mere thought of warmth can release a soft chemical warmth. Tonight, allow such a memory to drift into view. Perhaps a small hand once held yours. Perhaps a soft voice once said your name in a way that felt like home. Perhaps a beloved animal once curled against your side. Let the memory rise slowly, like steam from a cup of tea. Let it settle into your chest, your shoulders, your eyelids. The room grows warmer, even though nothing has changed. The blanket grows softer, even though nothing has changed. Only your inner weather has shifted, and shifted, and shifted again, into a deeper peace. There are small folds in the brain called gyri, gentle hills and valleys upon the surface of the mind. They give your brain its soft, rolling landscape. Each fold is like a small valley in a quiet country, where memories gather like sheep beneath wandering clouds. Tonight, your mind's gentle landscape is dimming. The valleys are deepening. The hills are silvering with moonlight. Imagine yourself walking slowly through this inner country, a soft lantern in your hand. The grass is cool beneath your bare feet. The air smells of wildflowers and night. A small stone cottage glows warmly in the distance. Smoke curling from its chimney, a single window lit by candlelight. You walk toward it without hurry, knowing it is yours, knowing it has been waiting for you, knowing tonight you may rest within it. Scientists studying courage have found that it grows stronger in the company of music. Slow, gentle melodies soften the amygdala, ease the heart, and invite the brain into a deeper rhythm. Music is one of the oldest medicines, sung beneath stars long before the first words were written. Imagine yourself now in a small candlelit room where someone is softly playing an old wooden harp. The notes drift through the air like falling leaves, slow and golden, never hurried, never sharp. They settle onto your shoulders. They settle onto your eyelids. They settle into the small hollow at the base of your throat. With each note, a different part of you grows quieter, until your whole body hums faintly with the music, the way a deep forest hums faintly with the song of distant birds. In the brain, neurons that fire together wire together. This is the soft law of becoming. The thoughts you return to often become the deep grooves of your mind, like the well-worn paths of a meadow. Tonight, you are walking a path of calm. You are walking a path of trust. You are walking a path of rest. With every slow breath, the path grows deeper, smoother, more familiar, like a riverbed shaped by the long patience of water. Imagine your mind now as a wide meadow at dusk, crossed by a single soft path. The path is dim, lit only by the last violet light of evening. It winds gently between tall grasses, past sleeping wildflowers, toward a small wooden gate. Beyond the gate lies sleep, and the gate is open, and the path is yours. There is a region of the brain called the cingulate cortex, which curls around the inner core of your mind like a soft scarf wrapped around the neck of an old friend. It helps you notice when something matters, and helps you let it go when it no longer does. Tonight, this gentle scarf is loosening. Imagine your mind wearing a soft woolen scarf, the color of warm oatmeal, and slowly, the scarf is being unwound, one gentle turn at a time. With each turn, a small concern slips away into the air. With each turn, your neck grows freer. Your breath grows deeper. Your thoughts grow quieter. By the last turn, the scarf rests in a soft pile in your lap, and your mind, like your shoulders, is unburdened, easy, ready for sleep. When the body rests, the immune system rises like a quiet army of healers, walking softly through every corner of you. Small white cells drift through the bloodstream, gathering up the day's tiny troubles, carrying them away into the deep. Sleep is when the body is most lovingly tended. Imagine these small healers now as gentle figures dressed in robes of pale silver, carrying tiny lanterns through the dim corridors of your body. They pause at every tired place, every small ache, every quiet weariness, and they hold their lanterns close, shedding warm golden light upon it. Wherever the light falls, healing begins. Wherever the light passes, peace remains. And as you sink deeper into rest, the healers move more freely, doing their soft, patient work while you dream. There is a small bridge of fibers in your brain called the corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres, the two halves of your mind. It is the soft footbridge between your inner forests, the quiet path that lets one side of you speak to the other. Tonight, the two halves are settling into harmony, like two cups of warm tea poured slowly into one bowl. Imagine this little bridge now, made of pale wood, lined with small paper lanterns. On one side stands a misty forest of trees with silver leaves. On the other stands a meadow of soft violet grasses. The bridge between them is empty and still. No one is hurrying across. The lanterns sway gently, and both halves of your inner world rest at the same time, breathing in unison, dreaming the same dream. Scientists have found that imagining yourself as kind to your own past self can soften old fears the way warm water softens an old knot. The brain treats imagined kindness as real kindness. Tonight, imagine yourself walking gently toward a younger version of you, perhaps a small child sitting beneath a tree, perhaps a younger version sitting at the edge of an old bed. Sit down beside them. Place a soft hand on their shoulder. Whisper, "You are safe now. You are loved now. You are home now." Imagine the younger one leaning softly against your shoulder, breathing easier, growing sleepier, finally allowed to rest, and feel, in your own chest, an answering softening, an old knot loosening like a ribbon untied in the dark, falling slowly into a soft heap. Beneath the surface of the brain runs a delicate system of fluid called cerebrospinal fluid, a soft inner sea that bathes every neuron in gentle warmth. During sleep, this sea moves more freely, washing away the small dusts of thought. Imagine this inner sea now as a soft tide of pale silver light, lapping gently at every shore of your mind. It pools in the quiet valleys. It rises along the soft hills. It carries away every small worry, every small ache, leaving behind a smooth, polished peace. The tide is slow. The tide is patient. The tide is endless. And tonight, you may rest upon its surface, floating face up beneath a soft moon, your body so light, so weightless, so held that you barely remember the shape of yourself. Courage has a quiet partner called grace, the soft willingness to be imperfect, to be unfinished, to be human. The brain learns grace the way it learns courage, slowly, through small repetitions of self-kindness. Each gentle thought you offer yourself is a small green leaf added to the inner tree of your peace. Imagine this inner tree now, standing alone in a quiet meadow at twilight. Its leaves are soft and green, its branches wide and welcoming. Beneath its boughs, a small bench rests in the cool grass. The tree has grown leaf by leaf, season by season, kindness by kindness. Tonight, you may sit beneath it. Tonight, you may lean against its smooth bark. Tonight, you may sleep beneath its slow, patient breathing. As the moon rises softly above its highest leaves, the brain produces a soft chemical called acetylcholine, which helps you focus during the day, and which softens as the day grows late, allowing the mind to drift. As acetylcholine ebbs, attention loosens, like a sail unfurling slowly in a low wind. Tonight, your attention is unfurling. The bright focus of the day is fading into the soft blur of evening. Imagine your mind now as a small ship coming into harbor at twilight, its sails slowly lowering, its oars resting. The water in the harbor is dark and still. Small lights glow along the docks. The ship glides in without sound, settling against a soft wooden pier where ropes loose enough for sleep tie it gently in place. The whole harbor breathes a soft sigh, and the ship rocks slowly, slowly, into rest. Within the brain lies a small region called the nucleus accumbens, often called the seat of quiet joy. It glows softly when you taste something warm, when you hear a familiar song, when you feel the small contentment of being where you belong. Tonight, this little region is humming faintly, like a small kettle at the edge of a stove, warm but not boiling, content but not stirred. Imagine it now as a single golden lantern hanging in a quiet room, casting soft circles of light upon old wooden walls. The room smells of cedar and warm bread. A soft chair sits beside the lantern. A folded blanket waits on its arm, and the lantern flickers gently, lighting just enough of the room to feel cozy, and dimming just enough to invite sleep. Sometimes, the brain stirs at small night sounds, the way a small bird stirs in its nest. But when it learns the night is safe, it grows still again, tucked deep into its soft inner branch. Tonight, let any small sound around you be only the wind moving in the great tree of the world, a sound that has been gentle for 1,000 years. Imagine yourself now as a small bird in the soft hollow of an old oak, surrounded by feathers and warm moss. The wind outside is a slow, ancient song. The branches creak softly, like an old wooden cradle rocking on its own. The leaves whisper among themselves, and you, the small bird, are tucked safely within all of this, eyes closed, feathers fluffed, listening to the lullaby of the great tree. Scientists have found that gentle gratitude practiced regularly can rewire the brain toward calm. Each soft thank you, even one unspoken, deepens the inner pathways of peace. Tonight, allow a quiet gratitude to rise, perhaps for this moment of rest, perhaps for the soft blanket, perhaps for your own breath, which has carried you faithfully through this entire day. Imagine each gratitude as a small candle being lit upon a long wooden table in a dim cathedral. One candle, then another, then another. The light grows softly. The cathedral, once dark, fills with a warm golden glow. The shadows soften, the silence deepens, and you sit alone in the slow, golden hush, surrounded by the small lights of everything you have ever quietly loved. The brain holds a quiet inner clock called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, smaller than a grain of rice, which governs the rhythms of sleep and waking. It listens to the soft turning of the earth, the slow rise and fall of light. As the night deepens, this little clock whispers, rest now, until even the bones grow drowsy. Imagine this little clock now as a small wooden cuckoo clock hanging in a quiet farmhouse kitchen. Its tick is slow, its talk is slower. The pendulum swings gently, low and soft, in the dim lamplight. Outside the kitchen window, the moon is full, the fields are silver, and the cows lie sleeping in the meadow. The clock tells a kind of time that only sleep understands. And tonight, you understand it perfectly. Soft, slow sounds called pink noise, like a quiet rain or a distant waterfall, can deepen the slow waves of sleep in the brain. The mind, like the body, loves a gentle, even rhythm. Tonight, imagine yourself in a small cabin at the edge of a quiet rain. The roof above is wooden, the windows fogged with warmth, the fire low in the iron stove. Outside, a soft rain falls upon every leaf, every stone, every roof of the sleeping forest. The sound is steady, gentle, endless. It hushes every thought, washes every worry, smooths every edge. You are wrapped in a heavy quilt. A lantern burns low on the small wooden table, and the rain sings the same soft note, over and over, like a mother humming a lullaby to a sleepy child. In the brain, courage is sometimes born quietly in the dark, in the long hours when no one is watching. Sleep itself is a small act of trust, a soft surrender to the unknown. To close one's eyes and drift away is a kind of bravery the ancients understood and praised in their slow evening songs. Imagine yourself now as a quiet traveler at the end of a long road, lying down at last upon a soft bed of grass beneath a kind night sky. The stars above are familiar. The wind around you is gentle. There is no fear, only the soft willingness to rest in the wide arms of the world. And as you close your eyes, the earth itself seems to sigh softly with you, glad you have come home for the night. There is a small set of neurons in the brain called locus ceruleus, the blue place. When you are afraid, it brightens, sending alertness through the body. But when you are safe, dims, like a single lamp being turned low in a wide, quiet room. Tonight, this blue place is dimming gently, the way a candle flame settles when a window is closed against the wind. Imagine this little blue lamp deep within you, glowing softer, softer, until it is barely more than a soft halo of pale moonlight against a velvet wall. The wide room of your inner world grows darker, calmer, sleepier. The faint blue glow remains, just enough to feel safe, just enough to find your way through dreams, and the room itself begins to breathe with you, slow and soft. Scientists studying meditation have found that even a few minutes of slow breathing can soften the amygdala for hours afterward. The brain is gentle in its memory of calm. A single peaceful moment can ripple outward into the rest of your day, like a stone dropped into a still pond. Tonight, this whole long stretch of slow breathing is becoming such a stone. Imagine a small, smooth stone in your hand, warm from your palm. Imagine releasing it slowly into the dark, still pond of your mind. See the rings of soft silver light spreading out from where it falls, growing wider and wider until they reach the very edges of who you are. Every ring carries calm. Every ring carries rest. And the pond keeps its glow long after the stone has settled into the deep. The hippocampus, that small seahorse of memory, grows when the body sleeps well. With each deep night, it gains new connections, like coral slowly building itself in a quiet sea. Sleep is the secret garden of remembering, the silent flowerbed of who you are becoming. Imagine the seahorse now drifting slowly through a moonlit coral reef inside you. Around it, small fish glow with soft inner lights. Anemones sway like patient flowers. The seahorse moves without hurry, weaving between the corals, tending each one as it passes. It is not afraid. It is not in a rush. It is simply alive in the slow blue dark doing the work of memory while you rest in your soft, warm bed far above, breathing slowly, safely, deeply. The brain holds soft mirrors of every person you have ever loved. When you think of them, small patterns of neurons light up like distant villages at dusk, each window glowing with a memory. The people you have loved live on in the soft architecture of your mind. Tonight, imagine yourself standing on a high hillside, looking down at a wide, dark valley filled with these small lit villages. Each one belongs to someone who has been kind to you, someone who has loved you, someone whose face you can almost see in the warm lit windows. The villages are quiet. The lights are gentle. The whole valley breathes in soft golden glow, and the hillside beneath you is warm. The grass is soft, and you may lie down upon it, held by all those small lights. When you tell yourself a calming story, the brain treats it almost as truth. The amygdala softens, the breath slows, the heart eases. This is why bedtime stories have lived inside humankind for as long as fire has lived inside our homes. Tonight, you are inside such a story, woven of soft words and slow breath. Imagine yourself as a small child long ago, tucked into a bed of soft straw, beneath a roof of warm thatch. A grandmother sits beside you in the candlelight, her voice low and slow as she tells you about gentle fields and kind animals and slow rivers. You do not need to listen to every word. The sound of her voice is enough. The presence of her is enough. The small candle, the soft straw, the slow night are enough. There is a soft kind of breath called the physiological sigh. 2 short inhales followed by a long, slow exhale. Scientists have found it deeply calming, the way a child's breathing settles after a small worry. Tonight, if your body wishes, allow such a sigh to rise. 2 small breaths in, 1 long, soft breath out. And feel how the chest softens, how the throat loosens, how the whole inner world settles like dust after a gentle breeze. Imagine this sigh as a soft wind passing slowly through a vast, quiet meadow at twilight. The tall grasses bow gently to its passing. The wildflowers nod in slow agreement. The trees at the edge of the meadow lean for a moment towards sleep. And in the meadow's center, a small lantern flickers, marking the heart of your rest. The brain often softens its grip on the day during slow breathing, releasing small tensions one by one, the way an old fisherman releases small fish back into the sea. Each released worry returns to the great water from which it came. Imagine yourself now as that old fisherman, sitting in a small wooden boat on a calm, dark sea beneath a soft moon. With slow, patient hands, you reach into a small net beside you and lift each worry out, one at a time. You hold each gently. You whisper a soft thank you. You release it into the water, where it slips beneath the surface and is gone. The net empties slowly. The boat grows lighter. The sea grows quieter. And the moon above smiles softly upon all of this letting go. Inside the brain, neurons rest by entering a slow rhythm called synchronization. A soft chorus of gentle electrical waves. In deep sleep, billions of them fall into the same slow rhythm, like a great choir hushing into a single low hum. Imagine this great choir now in a vast dim cathedral, every voice slowly softening, every breath deepening, until only one long, low note remains, sung by all the voices together. The note is so soft you can barely hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, in your bones, in your inner sky. It is the sound of a mind at peace. It is the song of a body deeply at rest. And tonight, your own body is joining that great chorus. Breath by breath, hush by hush, courage, the brain teaches, is most often quiet. It is the soft willingness to be present, to be tender, to be kind in the small, unseen moments. It is the gentle hand you offer yourself in the dark. It is the slow breath you take when the world feels heavy. Tonight, imagine your own courage as a small lit lantern resting on the bedside table of your inner home. Its flame is steady. Its light is warm. It does not flicker. It does not waver. It simply glows, the way a familiar friend simply stays. The lantern has watched over you for a long time. Tonight, it watches over your sleep, casting soft golden light upon the room of your dreams, gentle enough not to wake you, bright enough to keep you safe. Scientists have discovered that the brain forms new neurons in a small region of the hippocampus throughout your entire life, like quiet seedlings rising in a slow forest. Even tonight, while you rest, small new branches of you are being born. Imagine yourself now walking through a quiet inner forest of these new seedlings, each one no taller than a candle flame. They glow softly in the dim moonlight, like a meadow of small green lanterns. You walk among them without disturbing them, your bare feet soft on the cool earth. There is no path. There is no map. You simply wander among the seedlings, breathing slowly, knowing that each one is a small new piece of you, growing patiently in the soft dark of sleep, becoming who you are becoming. The brain's gentle hum, even in deep sleep, is full of soft activity. It is never truly silent. It is more like a vast, quiet ocean at night, with small currents moving slowly beneath the surface, with tiny lights glimmering in the deep. To sleep is not to vanish. To sleep is to drift along the soft surface of this inner ocean, trusting the deep to hold you. Imagine yourself now floating on your back upon a still nighttime sea. Above you, a sky full of slow, soft stars. Below you, the deep blue calm. The water is the same temperature as your skin. There is no edge. There is no horizon. There is only the gentle floating, the slow drifting, the kind hush of being held by water and sky at once. There is a small inner sense called interoception, the soft awareness of what your body feels from within. When this sense is gentle and trusted, the body relaxes more easily. Like a small house when the lights are warm and the doors are kindly latched. Tonight, your inner awareness is quiet and kind. Imagine yourself doing a slow inner walk through your own body. Beginning at your feet, you greet your toes softly. You greet your ankles. You greet your calves, your knees, your thighs. You greet your belly, your chest, your hands. You greet your shoulders, your neck, your face. Each greeting is a small whisper of thanks, and each part of you sighs gently in response. Settling deeper into the warm cradle of the bed beneath you, the neurons in the brain swim in a soft sea of tiny molecules called neurotransmitters. Among them is glycine, a gentle chemical that softens the muscles during deep sleep, allowing the body to rest fully without moving. Tonight, glycine is rising softly inside you, like a slow tide of pale silver. Imagine this tide moving upward through your body from your toes, gently filling each muscle with a soft, sleepy heaviness. Your feet grow warm and still. Your legs grow warm and still. Your hips, your belly, your back, your chest, all grow warm and still. Your arms float at your sides like driftwood upon a calm sea. Your face softens, your jaw releases, your eyelids settle. The whole body becomes a small island of stillness in the wide, soft sea of night. Scientists have found that the brain holds memories of comfort just as vividly as memories of distress, and that recalling comfort can quiet the nervous system within moments. Tonight, allow a small, comforting memory to drift into view. The feel of a warm sweater, the taste of soup at the end of a cold day, the smell of bread baking in a kitchen long ago. Let the memory rise gently, like steam from a teacup. Let it settle softly into your chest. The brain, recognizing it, releases its small chemicals of comfort, and your whole body grows warmer, sleepier. more at home. Imagine the room of your mind growing thick with the soft fragrance of bread and tea and warm wool. The walls of the room are wooden. The lamp is low. The hour is gentle, and you are loved. The brain, in its deepest sleep, often visits the same quiet places again and again, like a small bird returning to the same favorite branch each night. These places might be real or imagined, but they always feel like home. Tonight, allow your mind to drift towards such a place. Perhaps a meadow you have visited only in dreams. Perhaps a quiet kitchen that exists only in your mind. Perhaps a forest path you have never walked, but somehow remember. Imagine yourself arriving there now. The soft, familiar feeling of return settling over you. The trees, or the walls, or the grasses, all greet you gently, glad to have you back. Sit down in your favorite spot. Lean against your favorite tree. Place your soft hands in your lap. And rest, here, in this place that has been waiting for you. There is a soft phenomenon in the brain called downward regulation, a gentle dimming of the day's brightness. As night deepens, the brain slowly turns down each sense, one by one, the way a lamplighter slowly extinguishes the lamps of a quiet village. Tonight, this lamplighter is moving softly through your inner streets. Imagine a small village at midnight. Its cobblestone streets lined with old iron lamps. A figure in a long cloak walks slowly from lamp to lamp, lifting a small hood to dim each flame to its lowest glow. Behind the figure, the village grows dimmer, softer, sleepier. The windows go dark. The chimneys stop smoking. The stray cats curl up in doorways. And by the time the lamplighter reaches the village square, all is hushed, and the figure too settles to rest. When you breathe deeply through the belly, you send a soft message to the vagus nerve, the great calm river of your body. The diaphragm, that soft dome beneath your lungs, gently massages the inner organs with each breath, the way a slow tide brushes the shore. Tonight, let your breath fall into your belly like warm water poured slowly into a soft bowl. Imagine your belly rising softly with each breath in, falling softly with each breath out, like a small wooden boat rocking gently on a quiet bay. The boat is anchored. The bay is dark and silver. The sky above is wide and full of stars. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. There is only the slow, gentle rocking of breath, again and again and again, into the deep. Scientists have measured that simply gazing softly at the moon, or even imagining its quiet face, can ease the nervous system, calm the breath, and soften the eyes. The moon is the great quiet teacher of the human heart, glowing patiently through every night of human history. Tonight, imagine the moon hanging soft and full above your roof. Imagine its silver light spilling slowly through your window, falling across your blanket, lighting your hands, your shoulders, your face. The light is cool and kind. It carries no judgment. It carries no demand. It simply pours, the way moonlight has always poured, upon every sleeping creature beneath every sky. And as it pours upon you, you grow softer, lighter, more silver yourself, slowly becoming part of the night's quiet glow. In the brain, there is a soft connection between the act of slow breathing and the production of gentle, sleep-friendly chemicals. The body listens carefully to the breath and learns from it. Tonight, your body has been learning peace for nearly an hour, gathering its small chemistries of calm. Imagine your inner pharmacy now as a small wooden apothecary shop lit by warm lanterns. Tiny shelves are lined with small glass bottles of glowing liquids in pale gold, soft silver, and gentle rose. The bottles are uncorked one by one. The soft glow drifts upward, mingling in the air, settling slowly through the rooms of your body. Each glow carries a different kindness. Each kindness carries a different sleep, and the whole shop hums softly with the quiet music of being cared for by oneself. The neurons of fear in the brain are often the same neurons that light up in moments of wonder, the same neurons that quicken at the sight of beauty. Fear and wonder are close kin, the way storm clouds and rainbows share the same sky. Tonight, the storm has passed, and only the rainbow remains, soft and full of color, arcing gently across the dark fields of your mind. Imagine this rainbow now, made not of bright colors, but of soft ones, pale rose and gentle violet, dim gold and quiet blue. It curves slowly across a wide, misty meadow at twilight, fading at both ends into soft fog. There is no hurry to find its end. There is no hurry to chase anything. The rainbow is simply there, kind, patient, glowing softly while you rest. There is a tender truth deep in the brain. The very act of being witnessed kindly can heal old fears. To feel seen, to feel held in another's gaze without judgment, is to receive a small chemical bath of calm. Tonight, imagine yourself being witnessed by your own gentle eyes, looking softly at yourself the way you would look at a small child you love. See yourself resting in your soft bed. See your eyelids closed, your breath slow, your hands warm beneath the blanket. See your own face in its quiet beauty. And let your inner gaze be tender, the way an old grandmother might gaze upon her sleeping grandchild. Whisper softly to that sleeping self, "You are good, you are safe, you are loved." And feel the whole body soften beneath that gaze. In the brain, there is a soft chemical called anandamide, named after a word that means bliss. It is gentle, fleeting, like the warmth of late afternoon sunlight on bare arms. It rises in moments of laughter, of long walks, of quiet contemplation. Tonight, a small wave of this gentle chemical drifts through you, soft as the first hint of summer in early spring. Imagine yourself now lying in a wide green meadow, the soft sun of late afternoon settling warmly across your body. The grass beneath you is cool and patient. The sky above you is wide and pale blue. A few small clouds drift slowly, as if also in no hurry. A bee hums softly in the distance. The whole world seems to breathe with you, slowly, sweetly. And you sink deeper into the warm grass. The brain learns courage through stories more easily than through facts. When you read or listen to tales of gentle bravery, the neurons mirror those stories, the way still water mirrors a passing flock of birds. Tonight, the soft story being told is your own, in the slow rhythm of your breath, in the warm weight of your blanket, in the quiet patience of your heart. You are the small, brave traveler of this tale, returning home at the end of a long day. The road behind you is dark. The lights ahead are warm. The door of the home opens softly as you approach. And inside, all is waiting for you. A fire low in the hearth, a soft bed turned down, a cup of warm tea steaming gently on the table beside it. Inside the brain, the connection between courage and rest is older than language. The same systems that allow you to feel safe in sleep are the systems that allow you to step softly into the unknown. Sleep itself is a tender act of courage, repeated faithfully every night of your life. Imagine your own sleeping practice now as an ancient ritual, performed by every gentle creature on the earth. The deer in the moonlit clearing folds its legs and settles in the grass. The fox curls in its hollow beneath the roots of a great tree. The bird tucks its head beneath a soft wing. The fish slows its gentle motion in the dim river. And you, the soft human, settle into your warm bed, joining the ancient sleeping chorus of every living thing. Scientists studying the brain in slow-wave sleep have found that thoughts grow quieter, but feelings of comfort remain. Sleep does not extinguish the warmth of the day. It carries the warmth forward into the night, like coals carried in a small clay pot. Imagine yourself now carrying a small clay pot of warm coals through the dark, gentle countryside of sleep. The pot is warm in your hands. The path is soft beneath your feet. The night around you is kind. With each step, the coals glow a little softer, a little redder, a little more sleepy. Eventually, you find a small hollow in the earth, lined with moss, and you set the pot down there. The coals continue to glow gently while you lie down beside them. Their warmth keeps you safe through the night. There is a small connection in the brain between gentle awe and deep calm. When you wonder softly at something larger than yourself, the amygdala settles, the breath deepens, the inner world softens. Awe is a great medicine of the spirit, often delivered by stars, by oceans, by old trees, by the quiet patience of the night sky. Tonight, imagine yourself standing in a wide field beneath a vast sky filled with stars. The stars are countless. The dark between them is gentle. You are very small, but you are not alone. You are part of this huge, slow, kind universe, breathing along with it, held by it, included in its quiet song. And as you look upward, your worries grow smaller, your breath grows deeper, and your body begins to feel as wide and dark and peaceful as the night sky itself. In the brain, the regions that hold language quiet down during deep sleep, while the regions that hold feeling remain softly active. This is why the deepest sleep often has no words, only soft images, soft warmth, soft sense. Tonight, let words begin to fade. Let the language of your thoughts soften into the language of feeling, the language of breath, the language of warm blankets and slow tides. Imagine a great library of words slowly closing for the night. Each book gently shut, each lamp gently lowered, each candle gently quenched. The librarian, soft and ancient, walks slowly through the aisles, smiling at the silent shelves. The doors of the library close softly. The night outside is warm, and the books, like you, settle into a long, peaceful rest. The brain holds a beautiful truth. Even the smallest moments of self-kindness leave gentle traces upon the nervous system, traces that build slowly into a lifetime of peace. Each soft breath, each warm thought, each quiet act of care is a small grain of light dropped into the dark well of who you are. Imagine that dark well now, deep and ancient inside you, filling slowly with these grains of light. Over time, it has filled higher and higher, and tonight it shimmers near the surface. A soft golden water you can almost see in the quiet of your inner world. Lean over the well. Look in. See your own face reflected in the gentle glow, and smile softly at yourself, knowing that the light has come from your own slow kindness. Scientists studying long, quiet conversations have found that the brain mirrors the calmness of those it is in dialogue with. Tonight, you have been in a long, slow conversation with this gentle voice, and your brain has been quietly mirroring its calm. Each word, each pause, each long, soft breath has been weaving its way into the soft fabric of your inner peace. Imagine yourself now sitting beside a small candle on a low wooden table, listening to a kind voice in the soft dark. You do not need to remember anything. You do not need to do anything. The voice is simply with you, breathing with you, sitting with you, easing you gently toward the deepest sleep. And outside the small candle's circle of light, the world is dark and kind and quiet. There is a beautiful symmetry in the brain. Each act of gentleness you offer yourself creates a small pattern of light that someday will be offered outward to another. Calm is contagious. Kindness is contagious. Sleep is contagious. The peace you build tonight will travel softly through your tomorrow, into the rooms of those you love, into the small corners of your day. Imagine yourself as a small, gentle lantern, glowing softly in the dark of this slow night. The light you carry has been built breath by breath, hour by hour, year by year. Tonight, you are letting it shine inward, healing the soft inner places of yourself. Tomorrow, it will shine outward, warming the soft inner places of others, and the lantern, slow and steady, becomes the soft heart of the world's gentle glow. We have reached the soft edge of our 100 quiet stories. Your breath is slow, your body is heavy, your mind is dim and warm and ready for the deepest sleep. Imagine yourself now standing at the gentle edge of a great soft meadow at the end of a long day. Behind you, the path you have walked through these long, quiet hours is lined with small lanterns, one for each story we have shared. They glow gently in the dusk. Before you, the meadow stretches wide and dark and welcoming, full of soft grasses and the slow, breathing sound of the night. There is no need to remember anything. There is no need to carry anything. You may step softly into the meadow now and lie down upon its soft grass and rest. And so the small lanterns of our 100 stories burn quietly behind us now, each one glowing with its own soft truth about the gentle inner country of fear and courage. The little almond rests behind its closed door. The wise elder sleeps in the warm chair of the prefrontal cortex, the vagus nerve. That long silver river runs slow and luminous through the deep meadows of your body, carrying its quiet song into every soft corner of you. Long ago, in the early evenings of human time, our ancestors gathered around fires and learned what your brain already knows, that fear and courage are not opposites, but companions, walking together through every life, that the bravest beings are not those without trembling, but those who breathe softly through the trembling and stay tender and carry on. That sleep itself is the oldest medicine, the kindest teacher, the gentlest courage of all. Tonight, your body has been listening with great care to every slow word. Your heart has slowed, your breath has deepened. The small chemistries of calm have gathered like soft mists across the inner landscape of who you are. Even your bones feel quieter, as though they too have learned a new way of resting. The amygdala has dimmed its lantern. The hippocampus has tended its garden. The locus ceruleus glows now no brighter than the softest blue star at the edge of dawn. In the morning, you may not remember the words. The mind, in its kindness, does not require remembering, but the body remembers. The body keeps these soft lessons in the warm pockets of its tissues, in the slow rivers of its nerves, in the patient cradles of its cells. Each story has settled into you like rain into deep earth, and the inner garden will bloom from it in its own quiet time. So let these final thoughts settle softly. Let the meadow of your mind grow dim. Let every small lantern of every small story dim with it, one by one, until only the gentle glow of your own slow breath remains. The night is wide. The bed is warm. The journey is done. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to know, nothing more to hold. Only the soft surrender of falling, falling gently into sleep. And here we are, gentle friend, at the soft and sleepy ending of our long, slow night together. You have traveled far through the quiet inner country of your own being, walking beside the little almond, the wise elder, the silver river of the vagus, the seahorse of memory, the small clock of night. You have wandered through meadows of moonlit grass, beside still lakes, beneath wide skies full of soft, patient stars, and now you have come home. Notice, if you wish, how very heavy your body has become, how warm, how settled. Notice how the blanket cradles you like a soft tide, how the pillow holds your head like a small cloud. Notice how the room around you breathes with you, in slow, dreamy hush. The day is far behind you now, a small lit window at the edge of a great dark field. You need not look back. You are home. If this slow journey has brought you peace, you are warmly invited to leave a quiet like and to subscribe, so we may meet again on another gentle night. There are many more soft stories waiting, many more quiet hours to share, many more slow journeys through the kind country of sleep. It is a small thing, a single tap, but it helps these gentle stories find others who, like you, are searching for rest in a noisy world. For now, however, there is nothing more to do. The long path has been walked. The 100 lanterns burn low. The small almond sleeps. The wise elder sleeps. The seahorse drifts gently among its dreaming corals. Even the moon outside seems to be sleeping, her silver face soft against the velvet dark of the sky. In a moment, my voice will fade like the last warm candle in a quiet room, and a slow, gentle music tuned softly to 432 Hz will rise to keep you company through the deeper hours of the night. It will hold you the way a slow river holds a small leaf, the way a wide sky holds a single soft star. You may drift on its quiet waters as far as sleep wishes to carry you. Wherever you are in the world, whatever the hour, however soft or weary your heart feels tonight, know that you are not alone. Many gentle souls are listening alongside you. Many quiet breaths are falling into rhythm with yours. The whole soft night is holding you tenderly, just as you are. So let your eyes stay closed. Let your shoulders stay heavy. Let your breath stay slow. Let the long, kind dark wrap softly around you, like the wings of a great gentle bird settling its nest for the night. From all of us here at Deep Sleep Science, thank you for spending this peaceful hour with us. May your dreams be soft. May your morning be gentle. May the small lantern of your courage burn warm and steady through every season of your life. Good night and sleep deeply.